Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Lee. This is JLeesCorner. Why the screen so red? But I digress. Okay, this is my review for Marriage Boot Camp, Season 17, Episode 9. Next week is the season finale. I cannot wait for this to end. I feel like this is one of the worst seasons, worst worst of it all. I feel like, if one nothing else on television, if it wasn't a whole pandemic going on that we just didn't have nothing to watch, I would not have reviewed this season. Girl, we're gonna skip right past through all the Rick and Monroe of it all. Y'all know, like, comment, share, subscribe, JayBird, center yourself, relax, relate, release, inhale, exhale, boom, we all done. Okay, so we see a couple of different conversations happening in the house. Willie and Shonda out front by the weights or whatever discussing, should they really leave together or apart, he wants to be like, if you really can't move past my infidelities and me cheating or whatever, if you can't see yourself forgiving me for the wrong that I've done, let me know. We have to figure that thing out because we don't need to have another 12 years like the past 12 years. And while that may sound like an asshole comment coming from Willie because he's a cheater, I feel like it is actual and factual and the one that everybody should come back to, because they don't need to be together if she know I'm not gonna forgive you. Like, it's gonna always be something. Not only that, but Willie, if you can't guarantee that you're gonna stay faithful, y'all don't need to be together. So I think, don't just say, well, if she can't forgive me, also say, if I can't stay, faithful or whatnot. But I do think they both need to make a decision. His thing need to be, if she can't forgive me, and her thing need to be, if I can believe he won't cheat on me. Okay, bye. We then see Tahiri and Medina talking out by the pool or whatnot. And her thing is, I feel like I came here with the problem child. I always date men who are like problem childs or whatever, I be trying to keep it real, for this and for that and whatnot, and it don't be working out. And we don't think Medina is 100% a truth teller, because Claudia Jordan has exposed some things about that man, and he may be a possible liar who lied about his age and everything else, but he was real in this moment, telling some truths and telling Tahiri how, keeping it real does not always mean that it's right. Keeping it real just means like you feel like something is the right thing for you, but it doesn't mean that it's actually the right thing to do or whatnot. And I'm like, I agree, because dating Vado, which stands for violence and drugs only, was not a good idea. And not because he choked you up, but didn't choke you up, he yoked you up, but because y'all don't even seem like a real couple. Have we seen them even kiss this whole season? I don't think we've seen them kiss at all. We ain't seen them kiss. We ain't seen Phaedra, but the girl. We then see Devon and Phaedra in the kitchen, both cooking separately or whatnot. And then he asks Phaedra, like, you don't mind Medina talking to her? Like, you don't mind talking to the girls in the house? And she was like, no, I'm not about to micromanage no man. Like, I'm not finna micromanage my relationship. This is not what I do, whatever you're saying. That's not a big issue for me. And he like, oh, okay. The fact that he thinks that anyone has to be okay with someone having a general conversation with someone who happens to be a female is crazy to me. That means Hazel has that little boy convinced that if he has any kind of conversation with someone who's a female, that he's like cheating or is wrong. I'm like, that's not healthy. That's not supportive. That's not a good relationship. That means that boy is like your slave. He can't talk to a female who was in the house doing the same thing he doing. They are in relationships. I'm like, how immature and insecure and just stupid can you be? I guess that's what it takes to be Hazel Z. Anyway, so Hazel then walks past as him and as Devon and Phaedra's talking, but he's saying to Phaedra, how, I think I treat Hazel well. I like to make sure that she has what she needs, I like to make sure that she's good. That's what he's saying to Phaedra, but all Hazel ZZ walked past and see is him saying her name, and that's it. She walked past. It was a good maybe 2 seconds. It wasn't even long enough for her to hear shit he said, and she's automatically pissed off. I can't believe that he doing clown shit, but having a conversation with another female. I'm saying he's insecure. He's attention seeking from other females. I'm looking like, bitch, you are attention seeking from the world. The world, Craig. I'm looking like, how in God's eyes of the earth can you put forth such bullshit to make someone feel like he's wrong because he was having a general conversation in a house where you're supposed to be there to have general conversations about relationships? It's the dumbest shit. And then for her to be upset with walking around slamming doors, you out here talking to other bitches about your bitch. I'm looking like, stop calling everybody bitches. What's going on with what the fuck is going? It aggravated my spirit or whatever, and she's going off and off and off, whatever, because you here for clout and you act like you acting dumb. It was dumb. It was a dumb, childish tantrum that she had as a grown ass woman. And when he told her, I'm waiting for you to grow up to stop acting 16 or 35, first of all, she's not 35, okay? She is a good 40, 42. Okay, let's leave that be. But her saying that he is insecure and attention seeking from women is preposterous. Okay, it's a whole what's the right word? Oh, it's some bullshit. Okay, anyway, Phaedra, like, he wasn't even talking about you. Like, he was not talking about you. Because she keeps saying, he was talking about me to her. Da, da, da. She's like, but he wasn't. Like, that wasn't even a situation and whatnot. But I don't, girl, it was dumb. So we then see is lie detector day. So all the couples is sitting around together. Hazel over there in the corner like a child, pouting. I really dislike Hazel. I mean, just a good old disdain for her because she brings these emotions and feelings upon herself to make herself be not likable. But I digress. Anyway, so they say Votto can't ask to hear a question on lie detector test day. He can't do that, and Hazel can't take the test because she had a miscarriage. Her hormones are already out of whack. You know what I'm saying? Already as fucked up as her goddamn personality, and so everybody else gets to ask a question. Divine, they say, because he can ask Hazel any question, they still tell him you had some great questions. Okay, it was like, will she always feel like he isn't good enough? And if she sees him as a man or like a little boy. And they say, we can't have her answer those questions right now. You know what I'm saying? When her body is stopped being stupid, you know what I'm saying? Y'all can have that conversation. He like, well, that's fucked up that I can't get my questions asked. And I'm like, I agree. It was a fucked up thing, but I guess it was what it was. But he was upset about that. But I mean, he's baby too. And her question to him was, again, is he using her for clout? I think Hazel needs to understand he can't use you for what you don't have. You can't say, is he using me to get a dinosaur? You don't own any dinosaurs. Is he using me to get an airplane? You don't own any airplanes. Is he using me for clout? You don't have any clout. None. The fact that you're on this show proves you don't have clout. You didn't get on the show because you have clout. You got on the show because they just needed people on the show. They get like bottom of the barrel people for this show. Like, no one on the show was like, oh, I have been wondering about that. No one cared about anyone on this show's relationship. Okay, they just needed bodies on the floor and y'all was available or whatever. Willie's question to Shonda is, can she forgive him for cheating? Even if she forgives you, will you stop cheating? Shonda's question to Willie is, does he plan to be faithful going forward? I mean, he ain't been faithful in before, but I mean, it's your life. But Dina's question to Phaedra is, does she want to be in a sexual relationship with him? I mean, she doesn't because she ain't fucked him. And Phaedra's question to Medina is he... No, is if he wants to be in a sexual relationship with her. I mean, it don't matter because he didn't try it and she didn't let him. I think, again, we know if it's his fate. To hear his question to Votto is he really sorry for what he did? What does it matter? Y'all ain't really together. And I do think he was sorry. I think that was a dumb... I don't like how they keep bringing everything they went through back to that one thing. The question that she has to answer on behalf of the doctor and Judge Toller is if she accepts physical violence is normal. And I'm looking like, clearly. Anyway, Vito then has to leave the house because he can't stay there. The fact that he was not even allowed to hang out later with the guys is dumb to me. I don't like how they have this narrative that Vito can still be in the program but not be here. I don't like it. I don't like how they have this circle cone around theory as if he is an active threat to her. If he's such an active threat that you have to do all this, make him go home. And make her go home too. Okay, anyway, we then see is half the crew is taking the test or whatever downstairs. Hazel's crying, I just don't know if I think Divine being fake with me and I don't know if he used me for clout. We don't care. If it comes back that he is, we still wouldn't care. Okay? Anyway, Shauna bring up, I just don't know if Willie gonna stop cheating on me, if he gonna be faithful. Then divorce him. A man who has cheated on you for the past 12 years, either accept it or let him go. But stop bugging us about it or whatever, okay? Now, Phaedra brings up how her coochie is too special and too good and too wet or whatever for her to have sex with any man randomly. I think she has every right to not want to sleep with a man if she isn't ready. I don't think that you should date a man for 6 months and keep making it seem as if, you know what I'm saying, we not ready yet. No, bitch, this is for TV. Okay? It's for TV. Your pussy ain't so good, ain't so gold that if you're in a relationship where you want to sex the man, girl, I can't with the fakeness of it all. We then see Hazel and Divine talking after the tests are done and whatnot, and she's like, "You gonna be like Vito, leaving without your bitch?" You know what I'm saying? If you can't just confess, I'm like, I'm a blessing to you. I'm a whole blessing to you, and saying, and I hope that you not in it for clout. I'm looking like, oh my God, he like, you want some bullshit, like you're starting fights for nothing. She goes like, you're just nervous because of the test. I'm looking like, bitch, no one nervous but you, and of course you have nothing to worry about because you don't have to take the test. And she then said the Lord was looking out for me and did not want me to fail, so that's why he had me, not have to take it. I don't care. I don't. This is the worst season ever. And Medina, like you said, I just think 6 months is a long time to wait to not know if you want to fuck somebody. I agree. No one's saying that Phaedra has to sleep with him, but I do think 6 months is enough time for you to want to figure out if you want to. You don't have to at that point in time, but you can't make it seem as if, we've been dating for 6 months and I still don't know if you worth my cooch. Then leave him, because obviously he isn't. But we also know they ain't been no time. They've known each other 6 months. They have not been dating 6 months, okay? As she said, this is the most time they've ever spent together. Fake for the show, bullshit. Fake for the show, bullshit. Anyway, so they all do their little test or whatever. We found out they would not get any results until tomorrow. Dun dun dun. And then they do find out today though that there was 3 people that had there were 3 people that had deception indicated. But did we care? No, we don't. No, we don't. Anyway, they all get a hall pass. I mean, they all, give us your rings. None of them are married except Shonda and Willie. No one there has rings, okay? Look, I don't even think, do Sean will even wear rings? I'm not sure. But everyone else should get a goddamn ring pop. Okay, no one should get a goddamn real ring. They should get some Fruit Loop rings. Okay, you need to get something. Put your rings in a box. Ain't no rings, bitch. And I feel like saying, tomorrow, if you want to leave with your partner, put a ring in a box. They not married, motherfuckers. What is y'all talking about? Aggravating my spirit, okay? Anyway, again, they all getting a hall pass. Hall pass. Willie then says, I have never gotten a hall pass, but you've been cheating for 12 years. You don't need one, okay? Anyway, Hazel is upset because Divine gets to go out. Okay, you're going out. You're like, look, I'm not gonna do nothing. I'm not gonna talk to nobody. I'm not gonna do nothing. Okay, I'm gonna go with the guys and hang out with them only. She then said, well, you've been talking to bitches in the house all the time, talking to them about me, telling them your secrets. I'm looking like, bitch, he's been talking to the cast. How can you want to do a show with someone that's your man, supposedly, but you don't want him to talk to the other castmates? Hazel is stupid. It's it's the white man in the White House that's the color orange and all that stuff. It's him. We don't like. It's Hazel. who we don't like. And it's like racist people. That's boom, boom, pow. Okay, anyway, so we see two groups of people going out. Okay, the guys going out and everything. The ladies going out. So where the lady pictures at? Where they at? Boom. Girls going out. I didn't like what anyone wore. I didn't like a part of everyone's. I'm like, what is your? I didn't like Phaedra's fellas. I didn't like Theory boots. I didn't like Hazel's whole outfit. And Shonda's blue jean dress was weird. They didn't look bad. I'm not saying that, but the fashions of it all, I just I had an issue with it, whatever. And so they like, oh, well, who do you think was the ones lying? Hazel said, I think it was Phaedra. I said, you're a messy bitch. Anyway, Phaedra said, well, I don't know. It wasn't me. I don't have anything to lie about. Shonda said could have been her because again, I don't know if I can say with Willie if he keeps cheating. And then to hear he say, well, y'all gonna be together forever. He's been cheating for 12 years. What's the point to leave now? You ain't been left. I mean, leave. You want to leave, but like, don't keep. Girl, I don't care. I don't care. And now we really at it, whatever. They go to a little club, get some drinks, do some dance on each other, whatever. Some guys walked over, but not cute guys. Like, it was like, it looked like old men who saw a camera crew and just want to walk up or whatnot and be nosy. That's all that it was and whatnot. And then, we're going to leave them be. And they had a good time drinking around and dancing on each other. Okay, and then the guys went out. And I'm like, why they all colors match? Did they plan it together? I don't know. Anyway, Devon brings up, I have never been out without Hazel since we've been together. Okay, I hope she having fun. I hope she having a good time. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna do anything that will, make her feel some kind of way. You know what I'm saying? Because there's nothing I can do. He says there's nothing I can't do with these men that I can't do with my girl. It was something weird about how he worded it. I'm like, what? I was confused, but I'm not gonna let it be. So the guys are just, dancing, not even dancing. Well, they were dancing together. At first, it was just them. It seemed like it wasn't even people at the club they were at. It was, I don't know. Or was it a titty bar? I'm not sure either, whatnot. You know what I'm saying? They say that it looked like a titty bar, but we didn't see any titties. A few women walk up, hey, or whatever. Divine don't like it. Nina's like, I don't know what to do. And Willie's being Willie, come on over. But the girls kind of just walk up like, hey, like, is it like a bachelor party? And they're like, well, yeah, kind of, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Are you guys married? He's like, no, we're not all married. But the fact that Willie was the one to say, no, we're not all married. He didn't say it as in, well, I'm the only married one or whatever. But I guess it's all past, but it's bullshit anyway. So Willie is like, well, yeah, y'all can have some drinks and whatnot. Did I see a big issue in it? No. The cameras are rolling. It's not as if Willie is somewhere secretly hanging with women or whatnot. But Divine's like, we don't need. They're the devil. They should not be here. So eventually, he then said, hey, y'all need to leave. Go that away. And one girl was like, oh, he's not being nice. He's weird. He's rude or whatever. And she, fuck you. And then I do think Devon may have been like being an asshole a little bit because his whole thing was, I don't need Hazel seeing this and then saying that I was a willing participant and women being. She was pissed that he was talking to Phaedra, who she's aware of. She would flip a whole goddamn gasket to see, oh, you talk to real regular women who look better than me? I'm gonna murder you. So that's why he reacted that way, in my opinion. I don't think anything was wrong with them just having the girl sit there. Because for me, this is a show. Okay, it's a goddamn show. And I don't really care. Anyway, Devon, is not really, really drunk. Devon been drinking, okay? He been drinking and drinking and drinking and drinking, okay? He's the drunkest of them all. So much so that he starts throwing up. Look at his face. This is him in the limo on the way home. He looks dead. Okay, he looks dead, a bit stroked out of the mouth, and like his girl, it's not a good thing. His eyes are not, girl, he's not even focused. He's not. He was very, 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 very much so wasted. Now he brings up how, because he completely, he threw up all on himself in the limo. And so they get to the house, they kind of help him in or whatever. He then realizes, okay, I'm drunk, I'm going to go upstairs. He brings up in the confession that the reason he was so wasted was because he didn't eat that day. You cannot drink and not eat. The fact that he said, I can drink all day, every day, and I'm good. Not if you don't know to eat. Okay? Anyway, he in the bed puking. It was bad. They then, production and calls, and the medic was then helping him in bed because he's violently throwing up. Like he's hurling his guts out because, again, that's what happens when you drink too much and whatnot. So Hazel gets home, well, all the girls get home or whatever, and she goes upstairs and she walks in the room and he's on the bed kind of passed out and the medic is in there, plastic gloves on, bag. She looks like the goddamn medic. What the fuck's going on in here? What the fuck? What the bitch? She's the medic. You know that because you've seen her twice because she had to see you too. He's been really sick. He's been thrown up twice. Like he's in bad shape. The medic is saying he is medically fucked up. What did you drink? What did you do? What happened? He on the flow past, okay? What did you do? What did you drink? Who was you with? She then saying, what is the stain on your pants? Why is there a red stain on your pants? Were you dancing with some girl that you allowed some girl on her period to grind? I'm looking like a girl on her period? What? Hazel said that you have a girl on her period grinding on you. Hazel was dumb. She's dumb. And she just keeps asking him what he did. She then gets pissed and she slams the door. I cannot wait for this show to be over so we don't have to see Hazel ever on our screens. Hazel would not be asked back to any other reality show. No one wants to see her. She irks my nerves. And that was our episode, girl. One more week of this bullshit. And that's it. Peace.